This has been on my list of things to film for forever, and it's going to be long. I probably won't edit it very well, but the information here is great, so put it on 2x speed if you need to. This is my most asked question. How do you have low screen time and be a content creator? It is hard work. It is not a easy upward slope. For me, it's been a lot of like this, but it does trend upward. And these are really practical tips for somebody like if you feel addicted to your phone, just know probably 10 times more addicted than you and have still been able to have consistently low screen time for a year now. I used to be addicted to like Tamagotchis. Like screens have always been a vice for me. So let's start at the beginning by if you're new here for some reason, I'm guessing it's just going to be like the homies, but I am a full-time content creator. Last year, I had my lowest screen time of all time and like quadruple, maybe more than that, the income that I've ever made on social media. And this is how I did it. I think I was more creative because I spent less time on my phone. I wasn't looking left to right. That is my best piece of advice I've ever been given. I grew up a runner was if you're ever looking left to right, it's because you're not headed directly towards the finish line. Like if you want to create content online or if you're doing anything, building anything from your phone, when you are living your life and you're connected to the people around you instead of on your phone, you will be so much more successful. Let that be the encouragement for you. Like if you feel like you have to be in this rat race in order to be successful on the internet, it's such a good conversation to have that like it doesn't have to be done one way. I keep seeing this quote everywhere. I can achieve my dreams through going slowly and resting often. A lot of people are turning to social media as a place to have a second income or whatever, and I think that is great. But I think the first thing you need to do is count the cost because social media has cost my family a lot. It's something I've had disagreements with my husband about. It's something I notice my kids don't like, and that is becoming well studied. Like your kids are affected. So, anyways, all of that, your step one is like, okay, social media and being on my phone is an addictive device. Like, I am going to go into business with something that will have billions of dollars siphoned to getting me addicted to my phone and really taking over my life. So, just be aware of that. And number two, have somebody you're talking to about it with. My friend Rachel and I talk about this all the time. She's a photographer, so she works on her phone as well, and just like to be in the dialogue of although this is something that can be a huge blessing financially to your family, it can also cost, and not just your family, you. So that's your second tip. Number 3 is choose your why. For me, the thought that popped into my head when I was going to have my first daughter was my kids deserve a drug-free mom. And I've made a video about this, but every time I say it, it makes me want to cry because we we have like the equivalent to like drugs in the back of our pocket. Like it has become a fifth limb to where if I have a party and want people to put their phones outside, like I know that's going to cause people grief when the point of gathering is to be together. But having my kids around and working on my phone is really hard. And so I have set a lot of boundaries. We've gotten better over time, but it's something that I always work back to. But anytime I'm struggling with my phone or I'm like, I just need to do this thing, and I can see my kids out of the corner of my eye, I just say, my kids deserve a drug free mom. There is such a way to do it where it's a job and not an addiction. So your why or your mantra, like I thought affirmations were so dumb. Nope, they work. Number 3, get a phone jail. I got mine at Goodwill. I just found a box and I wrote on top of it in a marker, a chalk marker, phones please. And that is where my phone goes when it needs to go to jail, when it's stealing my life. Very helpful to have a space where your phone lives. You can get that at a thrift store or find a fancy one online, whichever floats your boat. Number 4 is get the brick. This is also expensive. I think the brick is super worth it because it's very easy user interface. But if that's not in your budget, I've also seen like go down a Reddit thread to use like some tag that you can get for $2 on Amazon. Very worth it. Something that is outside of your phone that can lock you out of your phone. The apps don't work because they're in your phone. So when you're in your little like K hole, like I kind of picture my phone sometimes like a DRUG den where like I'm so sucked in here and I can't get out of it. I need a tiny hero outside of my phone. For me, that is my brick. Like I go to the fridge and I'm like, this thing will fix me. And it always does. But it has to be outside of your phone. Lock you out of your phone so that when you're in that scroll, you can click on your brick app, get out, and like a physical rest will come over you. Whatever. Next is going to be make an analog bag. Whenever I see, you've probably seen, this is probably how you found me actually, is because I invented the analog bag, a specific bag dedicated to getting you off your phone. That's what it is. It's not even a purse full of analog activities. It is something that you can go to, like the brick, outside of your phone to say, like, save me. Like, I'm having an addiction cycle. Get me out of here. When I see my analog bag out of the side of my eye, I'm like, wait, I have set up boundaries and resistance so that I can get off my phone. That's in the corner of my phone. It's like any analog activity. I have a puzzle book in mine. I have knitting in mine. I have a journal in mine. I'll get to that later. I have a calendar in mine. Things that I would go to my phone for in an analog bag. That's super helpful. Um, Next, get used to leaving your phone behind. People get so freaked out when I say I don't take my phone places. Number one, I'm almost always in a public place where somebody else will have a phone if there's a true emergency. And I can say, hey, can I call 911 on your phone? I wouldn't go on like a hike without my phone or like a run without my phone. That's not safe. But to the grocery store or to the beach, even, leave your phone in your car or leave your phone at home. There are studies that show if your phone is even physically around you, it's distracting you. And something I want to talk about in probably a future episode is they are they are researching that it's actually affecting the way we perceive time even when we're not on our phone. Your brain is actually working in a different way. And I saw a video of a girl being like, I feel like I'm watching my kid and I'm not present because I feel like time is going so fast. And I'm like, I watched that video and I was like, she probably thinks that's it. And then she said, oh, because my mom says, oh, I didn't really feel that way. And the difference is you have your phone and it's changing the way your brain perceives time. And so to one of the other mantras I have is like, I'm missing my kid's childhood. Like I'm missing it because I'm in this other dimension, the digital dimension, and that's how my brain is starting to work. And I want to live in reality for a lot of reasons. Like it's amazing. And life is meant to be lived at human speed. That's how you are created. You are not a robot. And so that's why we put these safeguards up so that we can live in reality. Okay, let's get into the nitty-gritty of like how I actually like spend my time with my phone as a content creator. I started by every day I would record in a journal the time I spent on my phone and if I felt present or not. And I noticed a trend of every time it went above 4 hours, the answer was no. So I was like, okay, let's start with 4 hours. This is my job. This is my dream job. I love what I'm doing. I love making videos. I love connecting with people online. Mostly, I love encouraging people online. Like every video I make, I'm like, I hope this encourages somebody. And I think that's like one of my callings in life, which is why I think it's really positive. And a lot of people have that as well. I was like, okay, 4 hours is going to be my limit. I already take one day fully off. And then I have one day a week where I shoot my ads that I don't worry about my screen time, that my kids are watched by somebody else. Childcare to me, because I work a full time job, I have one day of childcare. And I did that once it started being making sense for me financially to do that. Their grandparents watch them, but my daughter will start going to like a school a couple days a week. So that has been really helpful. But I do it for 4 hours a day on the other, 5 days of the week that aren't the exception days. And after 3 hours, I brick my phone. So I found that usually you can have 1 hour with your phone bricked to do things like change a song on Spotify or use your maps or call a friend. And that kind of it was always hitting 4 hours, was giving like 1 hour of leeway where social media is blocked. It's not like a temptation. But that's been really helpful. All my content ideas are written down in this notebook. I write out full scripts, I write out shot lists. Some of them I don't even end up making, but the creative process actually does so much better not in your phone, because you can like make a little diagram and draw like an idea over here, or a script and cross it all out. Like it's so much more creatively done in a journal versus done on your phone. Like, oh, I'll just record it a few times. Write it all out first, and you actually find the content gets better because you're more confident saying it because you wrote it down slowly and thoughtfully. Same goes with planning my content in my planner. I'm like, today I'm going to make this video. Today I'm going to make this video. And that has been super helpful. My next comment is post and ghost. So if you post, a lot of the times your high screen time as a content creator will come from checking your own post and checking your own analytics, which I've tried to let go of the things I can't control on social media. Once I make my video and I feel really good about it, I am going to post it and say, like, the rest is not up to me. If you truly want to have fun and enjoy social media, you have to be able to view the analytics without your personal ego involved. So that can be done 3 days later. Does that make sense? Like, checking it incessantly is only making your brain stressed. It's not a productive experience. So anything that's not productive, I'm trying to overwrite. So I'll post, I'll respond to the first few comments to kind of show that, like, I care about this engagement. And then later in the day, I will respond to the comments on my computer. Anything you can do on your computer, do it. Emails, responding to comments, responding to DMs, it's faster that way and it's much less addictive. Like, I will never spend a lot of time on my desktop computer. I'll just check it, and that has reduced my screen time. And my screen time on my laptop is literally like max 20 minutes to do everything that would take me forever hours on my phone, because I would get sucked into the algorithm. You know what I mean? Your phone doesn't sleep in your room with you. It is so tempting to, I'm just going to check the analytics. It ruins your sleep. It's not healthy. It's not like good dopamine. And so my phone never sleeps in the room with me. It sleeps in the kitchen, or sometimes if I feel too much I call it tech check. Like, oh, I have tech check. Like, I'm going to my phone so much. I will put it in the car, or I'll have my husband hide my brick. 24 hours off a week. You need 24 hours as a content creator or somebody who works for your phone where you get to operate at human speed and you can do nothing that involves the internet. The way it's rewiring our brain only shows negative impacts, including AI. Like, it's ruining our white matter. It's hurting our ability to recall memories. It's making us feel less present. It's making us not even have the memories because we're living like a bird's eye view of our life. And you know what I'm talking about? Like, when you're every day creating content, you're like watching your life as if you're going to record it later. Like, how can I make this content? Or like, how can I make this an idea of content? And when you have 24 hours off a week, I'm working towards 24 hours off a week because everybody else gets 2 days off a week. Why don't we? You realize that, like, you're operating at human speed and it's healthy and it's calm, and you realize, like, you can do so much and you have the capacity to put the laundry away, and you just kind of get out of that dopamine cycle. And when you're in a regular rhythm and routine of that, it's super helpful. And then lastly, post less but a consistent cadence. So everybody says you have to post every day. If you are in the very beginning stages of creating content, I would try to post a video 5 days a week. That is something that you can continue doing, most likely, and still gives you enough reps to get better at your craft and to also see what people respond to so that you can make more of that content and then less of the stuff that's not serving your niche or that you like don't even like making. So 5 days a week will still give you that repetition. The algorithm rewards consistency. For me, sometimes I only post, and I have lots of creator friends who do the same thing. They post sometimes 2 to 3 times a week, but if they're really high quality videos, people will resonate with them. And a lot of the times I'm like, my most creative videos are made after a few days of, like, I got to take some time off. Um and then the last thing that I will say is, I'm a Christian, and so I believe in God. And that one thing that has really helped me in my content job is, once I'm about to post a video saying, like, I'm like, I like this. I think it's going to bring value to one person's life. Whoever sees this, one person will take something away and it will make their life better or fuller or more happy or more creative or more encouraged. And so if something's not doing well, because it's really, I think the analytics are the hardest part of the job, for me at least, I can just say, and this is like something they do in AA, is like, trust your higher power, because really, like, the phone is an addiction. And so when you have somebody to give it to and say, like, this is hard for me, but I'm going to give this to you, God, and trust that you're going to do something good with it, you kind of like have this posture of open-handedness and relaxedness that allows you to move about your human life without anxiety. And I think that is the practice, is saying, I'm going to live my life with open hands, trusting in good and in love, or in God if that's who you believe in. And it just allows you to be peaceful, which is more attractive to people anyways. Like that's who people want to follow and be around, are the people that have an aura of confidence and peace and joy. And so I hope this is helpful. Sorry, my sunglasses were on the whole time. I like literally cannot see in the sun. I think I did that succinctly enough. And if there's anything specific you want me to dive deeper into, I think I'm going to have YouTube kind of be where I can just ramble like this. Maybe put it on a podcast platform if people don't like to have your screen. I hope you enjoy.